I think if I had a penny for every rail piece I cut off, I could probably take a trip around the world. This is probably going on 75,000 surfboards, and I like doing this one just as much as I did the first ones. There's a challenge to it because it's sculpting. I know the board in the blank, and I know how to go get it. Now I cut it to length first. We make rocker templates for these blanks, and so I know that the rocker is right. My objective is to make somebody happy in the water. Draw the template on it from nose to tail. And I know right where to put that. That prepares the board for shaping. Yeah, I rough it out with the planer, but the real shaping comes by hand. I bought this particular saw in 1963, and it has never been sharpened. You can run your hand across it. It's so dull, but dull saws work good on foam and they don't tear it real bad. So I don't ever want to lose this saw. Now from here, I will turn on the power tools and go after that thing to get it where it's going to be a good riding board. This is the tool I'm going to use. It's a Skill 100. They stopped making them years ago because carpenters used to use them to plane doors so that they'd fit in a jam. But they prefabricated all those doors and everything. There was no more use for them, so they weren't selling enough of them, and they decided to stop making them. There's a great tool, and you know, we get them. I've got 3 or 4 of them, and backups. In case I need bearings or something and I'm working, I can just grab another one and go for it. That planer is great because it saves a lot of elbow grease, but the real shaping now for the board comes by reconstituting the rails and the bands and everything. But I've got it to a place where I can do that. And years ago, we just did everything with a jack plane. We didn't have these power tools. And I mean, I use it pretty good, but I still don't trust that thing. You know? I got in my head what kind of rail this board should have, so that will be seen. But I have to take one of these little block planes, and I'll cut that stringer right down. The block plane is the best to use because it's true, it cuts. We don't want a ridge on it. That stringer is right on. Doesn't have any hoop-de-doos in it. It's got the right rocker. Now I go straight to the outline. Now, in order to do this, I have to be able to see what I'm doing. These lights don't let me see it as easily as I change the lights. Now I can see that board, that white board against that dark wall. And there's a lot of contrast. And if there's an issue in the outline, I can go pick it off. Even though I put the template on there, I want to make sure everything's squared up. So I got that thing centered on the stringer. And now I'm looking at the end of the board to see if it's parallel this way, 90 degrees, and it is. Now my references are done, and I'm ready to start banding the rails. From the outline to the first band, I'm going to split it. And I want to take it down just so far, because I know how much I want to take off the bottom to get a real nice rail. I only do what's necessary because there's so many steps. And foam, as soon as you touch it, it starts going away. And so the least amount of steps I can use and get it right, the better. And I don't end up at the end of the board going, man, it's thinner than I wanted. No, it's right where we're supposed to be. The rail is roughed out, and it's starting to look like a surfboard. I don't have my fingers crossed, hoping that I get a good surfboard at the end. If I did, and I got done with the board, I'd be spent mentally, at least for 10 minutes. So I wouldn't want to just go grab another board and start it. I'd want to rest or take a break or something and get ready to do it. This way, I'm thinking about something else half the time. And as soon as I get done with this, I grab another one. I'm not tired mentally or physically or anything. You keep doing that, and next thing you know, the volume of boards you've done really starts adding up. And so, you know, after 75,000 surfboards, you don't even, it's just comes like second nature. And then it's pretty much shaped, it's just rough. And then from that point on, it's a matter of smoothing everything out so you don't have scratches and everything, and cleaning the board up. Go and check the tail as well, make sure that's right. Then at this point, I'll feel the rails and make sure that one of them is thin and the other one's thick. Make sure they're the same. It's really coming together. Just kind of taking little scratches out and just feeling the board. Wax on, wax off. Finished surfboard. Now have fun with it.